Good evening, Facebook fans. I'm Annie, the instigator of Inner Light Movement in Rhinebeck, and I'm here to push myself a little bit. We're going to do moon salutations and some vinyasa stuff, but I just have to share that I haven't done yoga on a daily basis for a while, and I was also processing some grief this week, but my body really broke down a little bit, and at one point my anxiety got the better of me. I started to feel pain like down here in my ribs, and I was like, oh no, Rona, she got me. And then I realized it was my abs, so thank you for helping me find my abdominal muscles again. So that's my intention for the second half of this evening's class, is just to really push to my physical capacity and to offer something a little bit more challenging than the build-up in the beginning part of this evening's classes. So without further ado, I've already warmed up, and you can do your own warm-up thing, but we're just going to flow right into some challenging stuff and then close it up with meditation and chanting. So take a little wiggle, whatever freestyle movement or stretch you're craving, before we go into our moon salutations and our vinyasa flowing stuff. And the moon salutations don't have the down dog, up dog, chaturanga stuff. So we're going to do that before we start the moon salutation. So get yourself ready. Maybe pause and close your eyes for 5 deep breaths, just so you have the stillness before flowing into more rapid movement. Close your eyes. Tune the attention inward. As you breathe in as fully as you can. Maybe take an extra sip of air. Pause there, holding the breath, and then really release. As you release, squeeze the belly and push out a little bit more air than you naturally would. Pausing there, preparing yourself for a really deep inhale. Now that we've had some stillness and some breath work, let's come on over to our hands and knees. Hands below the shoulders, knees below the hips. Make sure that when you bend your elbows, they reach back as opposed to reaching out to the side. Make sure that your hands are pushing down through all of the first knuckles here in the palm, as well as the fingertips. And then we're going to lift up into a plank pose. From our plank pose, lifting up to downward facing dog. It's your first down dog, so walk the dog, pedaling 1 foot at a time towards the floor. Bending the opposite knee. Continuing to press the heart towards the toes. And then we'll lift up to just an ordinary still down dog. Breathe deeply. And then lift the heels up like you were on stilettos. Roll out to a plank pose. Send the heels back towards the wall behind you. Lowering down, chaturanga. Hover here without touching the floor. Inhale the heart forward and up, upward facing dog. Roll back onto the toes, lifting hips up and back, downward facing dog. Make any necessary adjustments before flowing through this 4 more times. Find your strength. Play with engaging different muscles and relaxing others. Find what works. Lift the heels up. Roll out to a plank pose. Send the heels back. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Lift the heels. Roll out to plank. Send the heels towards the wall behind you. Bend the elbows. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Again, lift the heels. Engage the core. Roll out to plank. Send the heels back. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, rolling onto the tops of the feet. Up dog. Tuck the toes back under. Lift the hips up. Downward facing dog. That was awesome. Let's bend the knees. Bring the hips to the heels. Rest the forehead on the floor. Breathing deeply here into the back part of the lungs. Stretching the arms out above our head, in front of us on the mat. Opening the cluster of lymph nodes in the shoulder joint to help maintain a healthy immune system. From here, let's lift back up to hands and knees on our way to downward facing dog. Walk or hop your feet up to meet your hands. Exhale, fold forward. Ground down through the feet. Slight bend in the knees. Engage the core and slowly roll up to standing. Awesome. Right on now to our moon salutations, honoring the new moon and the opportunity to really release. Releasing anything that doesn't serve us, letting it go. And every exhale is an opportunity to practice that philosophy. Grounding down through the feet, slight bend in the knees, tuck tummy and tail in, lift and open in the heart, relax the shoulders down. Your ears should be directly above your shoulders. Inhale, arms out to the side and up overhead. Interlace all but index fingers. Exhale over to one side. Breathe deeply. Come back through center. Hinging over to the other side. Lifting back up to center. Step out into a wide 5-pointed star. My toes are pointing off towards the corners of my mat. I'm going to bend my knees and my elbows, squatting down, engaging the core, and then lift the full moon up into the sky. Awesome. Let's do that 2 more times. Feel free to send your prayers and intentions up with that full moon as you lift it into the sky. Arms back out to the sides. Pivoting the feet for triangle pose. So my right foot is towards the short edge of my mat. My other foot is kind of angled towards the long edge of the mat. Engage the core. Hinge from the hips, bringing the back side of the right hand to the inside of the right leg, lifting and opening the chest and through the arm of the left arm, looking up at the left thumb. Breathe. From here, I'm going to squeeze my belly, twist from there, and drape over the right leg. Bend the right knee, lift the left heel, keep the right knee directly above the right ankle, lift the heart, not just the neck and the chin, the heart. My feet are going to slightly pivot so that the left heel can touch the floor, but more importantly, I'm going to twist and pivot in my chest, bringing the right hand to the inside of the right foot and walking my hands out to the long edge of the mat. From here, let's take it out to a wide-legged forward fold. Exhale, hinge from the hips. Let your upper body hang and be loose. Press your hands down into the floor, lift your heart back up. Pull the heels and the toes in until you're slightly wider than hip distance apart. Begin to squat the hips down. Press the elbows to the insides of the knees. Squeeze the knees back against the elbows. Press palms together, breathe. If you're feeling playful, you're going to shift your weight forward, bring your hands to the floor, balancing the knees and the shins on the triceps near the armpits. See if you can lift the toes up and then shift back. Take it back out to a wide-legged forward fold. Release. Let the upper body hang loose. From here, we're going to just walk our hands over towards the left foot, bend the left knee, pause, breathe. And then rotate the hands to be on either side of the left foot and the heart to beam out towards the back edge of your mat. Allow the right heel to lift up off the mat. From here, we're going to bring the right foot a little bit closer so that we can lift straight up and then forward fold with as much of a straight spine as possible over our straight left leg. Walk the left hand back to the inside of the left leg. Extend your right arm up, and then let's engage the core to lift up a little bit. So the back side of the left hand is pushing to the inside of the left shin, and your right hand is beaming up towards the heavens. Your hips and ribs and chest are all opening up towards the right hand, and you're looking up at the right thumb. Engage the core, lift back up to center. Turn it out to goddess pose, squatting down, and then lifting the full moon up into the sky. 2 more times. Feel free to attach your intentions and prayers with this gesture, creating a meditation in motion. Step the feet together, hands to a high prayer. Lift the chest, the face, the heart up towards the prayer, getting a little bit of a back bend. Come back to center. Draw the prayer down to your heart. Release your arms by your side. We went this way, and now we're going to go this way. Grounding down through the feet. Slight bend in the knees, tuck tummy, inhale, lift and open across the heart. Tuck the ears back so that they're directly above your shoulders, which are directly above your hips, which are directly above your knees, which are directly above your ankles. Maintain that alignment. Inhale, arms out and up, press palms together. Interlace all the index fingers. Keep your shoulders down in their sockets. They're not earrings. Hinge to one side. Breathe deeply. Lift back up to center. Hinge over to the other side. Lifting back up to center. Take it out like a 5-point star, toes pointing towards the corners of your mat. And then we're going to bend the elbows and the knees to squat down, goddess. And then lift the full moon up into the sky. Sending your intentions and prayers up with the moon. Arms back out by the sides. You're going to pivot your back foot, turn the front foot a little bit. Engage your core. Hinge from the hips, bringing the back side of the left hand to the inside of the left shin. Reaching the right arm up, looking up at the right thumb. Breathe deeply. From here, twisting from the belly, opening the chest towards the mat, and draping your body over the left leg. Begin to bend your left knee, keeping the knee above the ankle, which might mean that you raise your right heel and shimmy the right foot back. Open the heart towards the wall in front of you. From here, we're going to pivot our back foot and walk our hands around towards the long edge of the mat. Still maintaining a nice right angle in the left leg at the knee. Breathe deeply. Walk your hands to the long edge of the mat in the center. Turn your toes towards the long edge of the mat. Fold forward. Straight legs. As straight of a spine as possible, letting the upper body hang loose. Pressing your hands down into the mat or floor, and you're going to heel toe your feet in so that they're slightly wider than hip distance. I'm going to squat this way just so you can see what happens. Squatting the hips down, pressing the elbows to the insides of the knees, pressing the palms together to help press those elbows out, and squeezing the knees back in against the elbows, lifting the heart. Keep your heels down. If you want to be a little bit more challenging, try to keep your toes both pointing forward instead of out to the sides. If you want to challenge yourself even more than that, don't let your hips sink all the way down. Lift up. here, if you're feeling playful, you'll shift forward, bringing the hands to the floor, balancing the knees to the tricep, and see if you can lift one or both toes off the mat behind you. Just having fun with it. And then releasing out of that, wide leg forward fold. Walking your hands over to the right side, bending the right knee, opening the heart. Pivoting the feet, twisting the torso, hands on either side of the right foot, right toes and right knee are pointing towards the short edge of the mat. The heart is lifting and opening in that same direction, and your left heel has lifted off the mat and is pushing towards the back of your mat. From here, scoot your back foot a little bit forward so that you can straighten the right leg, elongate through the spine, squeeze the belly, drape the body, the torso over the right leg. Create some stability here for yourself by maybe widening your stance or turning your back toes out at an angle. Bring the back side of the right hand to the inside of the right shin, lifting up and out through the left hand, looking up the left thumb. Breathe deeply. Engage your core, lift back up, arms parallel with the floor. Turn your toes towards the corners of your mat. You're going to bend the elbows and the knees at the same time, and then lift up as if you're lifting the full moon into the sky. Create a mindful meditation and imagination here, attaching your prayers, your visions, your creative ideas to that moon as you lift it up into the sky. One more time. And then we'll step our feet together, hands to a high prayer. Open the heart, slight back bend. Coming back to neutral, draw the prayer down to the heart. And let's have a seat. From here, let's practice our Navasana boat pose. At the beginning of this class, I admitted that I thought I had gotten taken by Rona, and it wasn't my lungs, it was my abs. So, as much as it hurt and ignited my anxiety, it was good to be in touch with my body, with that part of my body in that way. So I want to feel my abs again. So let's get this. So some people don't need to do Navasana the way I do, but I need to Charlie's Angel my hands here, Charlie Angel Mudra, because that helps me to pull my energy together and feel supported. Balancing on your tailbone, lifting through the spine. Let's also lift the feet. And you can just hang out here. If you could straighten your legs, go for you. And then let that go. Go ahead and lay down. As you lay down, let's place the outside of the right ankle to the space above the left knee, flattening your neck against the mat, so slightly tuck the chin towards the chest, but then rest the back of the head on the floor. And hug the left knee up, reaching your right hand between your legs, to grab the back side of the left leg, pulling the left knee in towards the left shoulder. Flex your ankles, and as you exhale, relax and release the ankles, allowing that release to travel through the legs, through the knees, into the hips, melting your hips down into the mat. If they've lifted up when you pulled the knee in, don't pull the knee in so far. Relaxing and releasing in the belly, lower back, up through the spine, through the ribs, into the shoulders, relaxing the shoulders down onto the floor, releasing through the neck, into the back of the head, softening the muscles of the face. Relaxing, releasing, and letting go with each exhale. Unbind your hands behind the left leg, bring the left foot back to the floor. Keep your right ankle bound to your left knee. Extend your arms out to the sides like a T. Keep your shoulders in contact with the mat. Shift both knees to the right and turn your head to the left, looking over your left shoulder, potentially at your left thumb. Breathing deeply. It's okay that your left hip has popped off the mat. Keep your shoulders connected to the mat. Breathe deeply, especially in the twist. Let's shift our knees over to the other side. Bring our eyes off towards the right thumb. If you'd like to use your left hand on the outside of the right knee just to apply a little pressure or weight, that can help you to sink deeper into the twist. Wringing out the intestines and lower abdominals, releasing through the hips. Begin to release your body back to neutral, bringing the hips to the center of your mat, bringing both feet to the floor, arms by your side, feeling the whole spine and the back of the head making contact with your mat. And then place the outside of the left ankle to the space above the right knee. You may choose to focus just on pushing the left knee away. Or if you want to, you can reach the left hand between the legs, interlacing the fingers behind the right thigh. And then from here, soften, relax, release. Everything is kind of bound together in this posture, so you can pretty much hold the intention of melting every muscle that can be released. From here, release the right foot back down. Keep the left ankle bound to the right knee. Arms out to the sides, shifting both knees towards the left as you turn your head towards the right. spiraling through the spine, twisting your tail and your lower body to the left as you turn your crown towards the right. Breathing deeply into this twist can help to create traction between the vertebrae of the spine. This detoxifies the intestines and all of the organs in the lower body. The deeper you breathe, the more benefit you'll receive. From here, shift both knees over to the right side. Look over towards your left thumb. You may choose to use your right hand on the left knee to apply gentle pressure and go deeper into the twist. From here, take a moment of yogi freestyle, shift your body back to center, and then listen to what your body has to say. Is there a movement or a stretch that you're still craving? Perhaps you're just ready and waiting for Shavasana. Check in with where you're at, what it's like to be where you're at. And then begin to bring your body into stillness. Allowing the breath to be the only movement in the body at this time. Using your breath as a tool to focus your attention. With your next inhale, thinking about the muscles of the face. Unclench the jaw, relax the eyebrows, release through the sinuses. Remember that every exhale is an opportunity to let go. Relaxing and releasing. Imagining your thoughts just melting away, releasing into the mat beneath you. Relaxing and releasing through crown of the head, sides of the head, base of the skull. Relaxing from the base of the skull, down the back of the neck and through the throat. Releasing out into the tops of the shoulders, wrapping around fronts, sides, and backs of the shoulders, shifting your attention from the shoulders down the upper arms into the elbows, releasing down through forearms into the wrists, relaxing out into the palms of the hands, and letting go through each fingertip. breathe deeply, filling the lungs, expanding in the chest and upper back. Breathing fully into the lower belly, lower back, all the way down to the pelvic floor. Expanding with each inhale, relaxing and releasing with each exhale. Melting away tension. Visualizing it releasing from your tailbone down into the mat beneath you, letting go with each exhale. Releasing into the hips, wrapping around fronts, sides, and backs of the hips. Relaxing from the hips down the upper legs, fronts, sides, and backs of the thighs. Relaxing and releasing through all parts of your knees. Fronts, the backs, the outsides, the insides, the middle. Shifting your attention from the knees into the shins and calves. Relaxing, releasing, and letting go with each exhale. Releasing down into the tops and bottoms of your feet. Relaxing and releasing out through each toe. Letting go with each exhale. If your mind has wandered, simply follow it, allowing yourself to be the observer of the thoughts that roll through the mind. Letting go of personal attachment to the stories or situations. Allowing yourself to gain an outside perspective. Guiding the attention back into the breath, sending the breath to any areas in the body that might still be grabbing for your attention. Inviting your body back into subtle movements, wiggling fingers and toes, gently rock the head from side to side. Rolling over onto one side of your body, curling up into a fetal pose, hanging out there for a breath before pushing yourself up to a comfortable seat. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Sachidananda Murtaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralumbaya Tejase. Pressing palms together in front of the heart, offering this prayer gesture to honor your body, your yoga practice, and your yoga community. Bring the prayer up to the third eye, just above and between the eyebrows, honoring your dreams, visions, and goals, bringing them into balance with your reality. Let's bring some energy into our dreams, visions, and goals by chanting the sound Om together. It's also really good for your immune system your upper respiratory system, your endocrine system. It makes you feel happy when you sing. So let's just belt out a couple ohms. I'll chant Om 3 times. Feel free to harmonize with me from where you're at. Namaste.